Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's International Women's Day. Hooray. A day to celebrate us, our power, our fierce and heart-centered power. So I didn't realize it when I chose the topic for today, which is envy and how you can reframe it so it doesn't consume you and instead it motivates you. But I find it's perfect. It was not planned this way, but it's perfect. Because, okay, envy is considered like an all-consuming emotion that's kind of toxic for you and toxic for anyone who you're going to interact with. Hey, Tal, welcome. So envy is toxic. It's not an expansive emotion. But what do? We have this emotion. It is part of our human experience. And so I found a way to reframe it. It's not denying it, but actually from toxic inward energy that just consumed you, how you can transform it into something that empowers you outwards so that you can actually do something about it. And so, again, there are emotions that are, hey, Sarah, welcome. They're emotions that expand your consciousness. They're life-affirming. They're based on love, even if it's creativity or things that you don't associate originally, hey, Jew, with love. With love, even creativity is love because you're allowing the creative forces to come through you. That is an act of love, of evolutionary love. So those are life-affirming. And then you have the other emotions that are kind of toxic, that consume you, and then as you spew that poison out, they kind of, they spill over to everybody else. So what to do with them is they're part of the human experience. So we'll take envy. Well, envy is actually a longing. It's a longing. Hey, Sarah, I'm excited to see you too. Envy is a longing, a deep longing. It's something you see somewhere outside of you in somebody else. And you want that. You say, why do they have it and I don't? If it's a romantic relationship, they're thin and slim, they have $1 million. We have all these things. They've done a TEDx talk, they have a book, they have children. We have all these things where we just kind of put ourselves down and feel awful about other people having stuff that we don't have. So what if we changed it? We transformed it into an expansive emotion so that you can tap into this expansive spiritual state. So what you're envy of is actually a guide to tell you what you're longing for inside you. So you see a quality, you long for it. If you didn't have it inside you already, you wouldn't even pay attention to that emotion or that capability or that achievement in somebody else. You just go by it because there's information coming at you and me all the time and we don't pay attention to everything. But those things suddenly, ooh, they have something I want. Suddenly it awakens in you something that you have that's dormant. You've never paid attention to it. You don't know it exists. So for the first time it awakens. Something that has been dormant and you've moved on to other things and it just reawakens. Wow. It's time to pay attention to it. Or you're denying it. Consciously, unconsciously, you're suppressing it all the time, and it contorts and twists and becomes like toxic envy. But all it is an innocent longing. It's the universe telling you, your higher self telling you, this is a part of me that I want to express, and I just saw it in somebody else. Thanks for reminding me for this longing. So let's take an example, and in my book, I have my book here with me. I'm in a hotel room for 2 days, so it's kind of improvised, but I have a whole section about expansive emotions in my book, and I give the example of envy there. So let's say that you're envious of somebody having financial prosperity, okay? So what you need to do is go behind what that is, because that's the material expression of something that's spiritual, okay? Financial prosperity is a material expression of something else. So you ask yourself, you go into the spiritual part, right? Spiritual dimension of yourself. What do you see that that person has with the prosperity that they have? Do they have freedom? Can they take time to relax because they don't have to work all the time? So time off, relaxation, ease. Maybe they can serve more, they can do good in the world more, you feel, because they have more money, so they can do that. They can stop doing what they have to do and just do what they want to do. Now, I've just named a whole list of things that you can do something with. Freedom, you have access to. Ease, you have access to. If you don't have access to $1 million in your bank right now, okay, but if what it stands for in you is what's awakened, because you have connected $1 million in somebody else's bank to your own freedom, your ease, relaxation, and time with family and friends, doing what you love versus what you have to do all the time, being able to serve in a bigger way. Look, we've just turned it into things that now you can do something with. So you can say, I would like to find ways to increase my financial situation because I want to get all of these, ease and service and freedom. Hi, Amar. You can have all of these through money. So then you're going to have to create a plan for how you're going to increase your income. But you can also say, wait a second, I can find freedom right now. I can do something right now that's going to give me a sense of freedom. I can stop what I'm doing right now and do something that's pleasurable and that I'm enjoying. I can do something with ease. I can do something with passion. I can serve right now. Suddenly you have access to all the things that were awakened. So this is how it goes. Something outside kind of presses a button, which is an indication it's inside you. Immediately you go, ooh, I'm envious. I want what they have. Then you can step back and say, no, wait a second. What am I envious of? What am I actually longing for? I'm longing for what they have because I believe that what they have is going to give me ... And then you enter the spiritual realm, your values, your beliefs, your aspirations, your dreams, your visions. And then you see, oh, how can I achieve the same thing that I'm seeing there? Because that's what you're longing for. You're longing for the ease and the freedom that comes with having financial prosperity. But you don't have it right now in the sense that you want to. That's why you're envious. That's why you're still longing for it. So you can do two things. You can create a concrete plan to prepare the material conditions, the physical conditions for financial prosperity. And while you're doing that, you can also go, okay, what is behind that longing? And you can now give yourself that longing. And it's an interesting thing. Sometimes we don't do something until we don't have it. I'm not going to take time off because I don't have the money. I'm not going to go and get myself a massage, a bodywork session because I don't have the money. But it's actually the other way around. When you tap into this abundance energy in yourself, when you tap into that vibration, that you have the leisure to go and get a bodywork session, that you have the ease with which to work, that you can stop and you can take a day off and just say, I'm taking a day off and I'm going to do what I dream of doing all the time. Sailing or going for a walk in the park or just binging on a series or, reading poetry, whatever inspires you, as spiritual or as material it is, you can take that day off. And then you've already accessed that longing inside you and you fulfilled it right now. And when you do that, you invite that because you're not going to have financial prosperity by wanting it. You're going to have financial prosperity by tapping in to what it means for you to have financial prosperity. You're going to have to be in that vibrational mode. You're going to have to do the stuff that you feel you would do when you would have financial prosperity and start doing it now. Hey, Adi, welcome. Thanks for joining. And so you see how you can take something as negative as envy, turn it into something that's positive and life-affirming, a longing. Suddenly a longing is something that draws you towards a dream, towards a vision, towards something that your soul is longing for. Suddenly it's life affirming. Suddenly it can take you to your best version of yourself, to your full potential. So you can play with that. And then once you're there, you're in this place. I'm great you joined. Just happened to run into this. Well, we're talking about envy. You just heard what I said, and I'm going to continue. So I'm turning a negative emotion, envy that's toxic and really hurting us, into a positive, expansive emotion, not in order to deny it, but in order to really transform it to what it really is. And what it is a longing for something greater, something bigger, something more than we are. And it's not greed to want more. It's we want to live this expansive lifestyle where we are the masters of our own world, and that where we're raising our vibration, the vibration of the people we touch, the vibration of the planet collectively. It's Women's International Day. You know, women are fierce and heart-centered, and we have so much power with fierceness and heart-centeredness to change the world. And men are fierce and heart-centered. And together we can raise the vibration of the planet. But we need to do the work. And we need to tap into this expansive state in order to do that. So instead of hiding the envy that you have, see it as a guide, a spiritual guide who's telling you, ooh, this is unpleasant. I hate this. I don't like this about myself. I wish I didn't have it. Oh, I'm never envious. I'm never jealous. No, say, I'm envious of this person for what they have. And then go, okay, what do they have that I'm longing for? What do they have that I'm longing for? And do I want to go through the physical conditions that it takes to have exactly what they have in my own way? Or do I want to tap into what's behind it and then find other ways? And if freedom is it, if money gives you freedom, can you have freedom right now? And if you want freedom through money, because money is energy and it gives you freedom, then you need to put the work in to create the conditions to have the money that you want to do what you want to do. So I want to ask you, as I want you to engage, and I want you to tell me, is there anything, I'm not going to say something that you're envious of, because I don't want to put you on the spot for something that's kind of negative, and you might feel, oh, but what do you long for? So go inside and say, is there anything that I am envious about that others have that seems to come easy to them, and for me it's hard work? We all have that. I have that. And then can you say, I long for that? And then ask yourself, what am I longing for behind? And so if you're up for sharing, then please do. But I want to say, so while I'm waiting to see if anybody dares to share a comment, the more you share, the more we get real, the more we actually move it. And, you know, speaking things out loud and sharing things in the presence of others is one of the ways that we begin to transform. Because when it stays inside, it's like a hope. We hope that will occur. The minute we say, I long for, we're creating the first physical manifestation of it, because now it's a vibration that's coming out into the universe. And then slowly we can build on it. And in my Dream Big Playbook, which I don't have posted here, I take you exactly through these 10 prompts that you can begin to bring out into the world your dream, your longings, the thing you're envious that are actually really deep, deep longings. Your soul telling you, I long for this. This is something that I want. And I'll tell you, we don't all want the same things. We each long for different things. And so just use envy as your guide. So no one's commenting yet. I urge you to comment. I'm not just broadcasting here. Something that you are either envious of or something that you're actually transforming into is something I long for. I deeply long for. And then we can take it to the next step. But I want to say it's International Women's Day. And it's a complex issue. War of the sexes, patriarchy. it's big, and so it's kind of dangerous. It's like a minefield. But I can speak for myself how much envy I've had for this power that I've seen other men in my life have. And you know what? It's a longing in me. It's a longing in me. And I'm not speaking about childhood and everything that I've went through, but today it's me here, almost 60 years old. I am longing for that self-empowerment. And I'm longing for it because I want to make a difference in the world. I want to make the world a better place. And I bet that every one of you wants to do the same thing. And I need to step into my power to do that. When a guy just walks into a boardroom and says, let's do this, you might like the way they do it or not, but what they're doing, they're connecting to their power. Maybe there's entitlement there too. But it doesn't mean that we don't want power just because somebody's doing it with entitlement. So I want that power, and I want the financial resources to make a big impact. Yes, you can do an impact without financial resources, but you know what? We need, so Facebook Live is free, but if I want to really help people and impact and connect them to their confidence and to their dreams and to take risks, because we need to take risks in order to manifest who we are, we need resources. I need resources to have the time to do that. And we need all the technology for it. So we need financial resources for it. So it's not a bad thing to be envious. It's a longing in us to have the financial resources or anything else that it is. So I feel that on International Day, to turn any envy there was into, okay, it's the toxic male. It's not the deep masculine. It's not men. But it's a toxic male part, just like there's a toxic female part. We don't want that, but we want to connect to our feminine parts, to the female parts in us, the fierceness, the connectedness, the mothering parts, that we're doing things interdependently, that we're doing things with each other, for each other, and for ourselves at the same time. We don't sacrifice ourselves for everybody else. But we're coming alive in order to allow others to come alive. Just like Marianne Williamson's quote about, it's not your darkness that you're afraid of, but the light. And that's playing small doesn't serve anybody. So we need to play big. And women have to play big because we do bring qualities that are amazing to the table. And we allow the men in our lives, the good men in our lives, to also bring them. Because patriarchy is oppressing men and women at the same time. So yes, men benefit from it in one way, for sure, in a big way. But men also suffer from it. And so we need to we women have to lead the way to liberate ourselves, other women, but also other men. I have 2 boys. I have a boy who's 25 today. It's his birthday. I want him to be liberated, to be a free man and not a toxic male. So I need to stand up in fierceness and in kindness and make a difference in the world so that he has the place, which he's already taken, but so that he has the place to be a man in this lifetime, but to be a human being, first of all. And so this is it. Turning envy into longing, owning what you long for, see it as a blessing, a gift through the other person from the universe telling you, you long for this. You wouldn't long for this if you didn't already have it in you, and if you didn't want it to be an active, manifested part of you. Ask yourself, what is it behind the scenes that you're longing for, that you see in the other activity, the other capability, the other person, the other situation? And then ask yourself, how can I make that happen? How can I access those same qualities that I perceive in the other? How can I tap into them today? And go do one of them. Go do one of them. It's going to make a world of a difference. Go do 2, go do 3. It's going to make a bigger world of a difference. And you're suddenly going to feel empowered. You can feel rich by just walking around the street with no penny in your pocket and just feel like you're the queen of the planet. You're a citizen on this earth. Try that. Try walking around like, I'm a citizen of this planet. I'm a goddess. I'm a god. I can access any power that I want, any quality that I want, any wisdom that I want, and I can do good in the world. And if I need financial resources for it, I will create a plan to implement that. And if I need to go to school, go back to school, I'll do that. And if I need to start cooking for myself because I need to take care of myself more, and that's what it's going to be, then make a plan for that. For each one, it's going to be something different. But go do it. We were born for this time. It's no chance that we are here, everyone here. Tal and Sarah and Ju and Amar and Adi, we're all born for this time to make a difference, not just live our small lives, because inside we're all longing for more. And then we get envious because we see somebody else who we think has what we want, or maybe they do. And that's just an awakening. And see it as an awakening, say, thank you. Without this envious moment, I wouldn't have awoken. I wouldn't have said, wow, I've been denying or ignoring, not paying attention, and not even aware that I have this power in me, that feeling, that need, that capacity that I forgot that I have, I didn't know. And go do it. And again, the inspiration is the spiritual dimension. In the material dimension, we need to create the conditions for it. So one way is to tap into the frequency of it, the frequency of eating healthy, the frequency of self-care, the frequency of a relationship that's intimate. Again, can be a friend, a loved one, a parent, a child. Intimacy can be in many ways. And we often say, oh, I just want an intimate relationship with a romantic partner. Hey, Becky, it's been such a long time, sweetie. Hi. So I lost my train of thought here. For each one is going to be something else. And then go and create the conditions for it. Create the conditions, because if the conditions are not there, it's just going to be hope and a longing, and the longing will turn into envy. And instead you want to create the material conditions for it. So first it's the frequency that you want to be in. And then is what plan, the goals, the projects, the tasks in your timetable to actually create it and make it happen. And then the conditions are ready for it to occur. But the first step is the attitude. So I send you all lots of love. Just try this privately and see if you can turn your envy into a longing, into what the spiritual needs behind are, and then how you can manifest them materially and physically right now, and then what plan you might need to create if it's a bigger dream, if it's a bigger longing that needs some planning out. Blessings to you all. Shabbat Shalom if you're in Israel. Have a wonderful weekend if you're in the US or other places. Lots of love to you. Bye.